What is going on, Frontstretch YouTube? Today we have a very special interview. We have one of the very few Scotland-born drivers that's still in the NASCAR garage, John Jackson. John, I gotta first ask you, when did your interest in racing start out? Because you're on a completely different continent.
On a different continent, but when I was born and raised in Scotland, I enjoyed racing. I would go watch my dad, watch my friends race. It was kind of something that was in my blood. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Moved over to the U.S., started a business, needed to make some money. Obviously, racing's expensive, so it took me a little while to get it figured out. When we did some pure stock racing at DeSoto Speedway, that was a lot of fun. And I wanted to go faster, got us a late model, went faster, and then just kind of progressed from there to there. And now I've kind of got the bug. So it's all good. I haven't had a lot of fun. I don't know that I'm going to be back in the seat behind the wheel, but it's fun doing what I'm doing now because I'm kind of a part of a bigger situation to where we can get some younger drivers and get some development stuff going. So.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, obviously with the introduction, you said you moved from Scotland to the United States. When did you move to here?
I've been here for 35 years. It was when I was a little whippersnapper.
Well, it's pretty, like I said. So you've been here for quite a while, even though born in Scotland. But I want to first talk about racing, stock cars too. One of your first starts in stock cars in ARCA was with Mario Gosselin. How did you get to know Mario Gosselin?
Well, Mario used to race late models, and he did the Hooters Pro Cup and that stuff. So he was an hour from my house, so it was just another Florida racer. So we got friends, and he had a couple of kids, and my kids are about the same age. So when it was my weekend to take care of the kids, we'd go over to the race shop, and the kids would play. They would ride around in go-karts and have fun with Mario's kids. So they all grew up together. And Mario helped me out a little bit with the late model stuff. We just kind of progressed. We got some ARCA cars, we got some trucks, went and did a little bit of truck racing. I had a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely. And one of the other partners that's helped you throughout your career well is on your shirt is James Carter. How did you get to know James Carter and get him involved with racing as well?
James and I have been friends for a long time, and he's from my town, so we're local, so we hang out, do stuff together. And he also raced at DeSoto Speedway, so we kind of have had a long relationship. He's been tagging along with me ever since I started. Super nice guy. Anytime you got an issue, he's more than happy to help out. He's always there for me when I need something. So, yeah, good guy to have on my side.
And he's, like I said, his sponsorship still appears today with MBM Motorsports, too. My question is, you had a decent racing career. You've made about 70 starts between trucks, Xfinity, and ARCA. What was one racing moment, even in the lower series, that you can change? Obviously, you can't tempt the racing gods, but what's one moment you want to change?
Well, I had a lot of fun running late models locally, but it was just more fun when we got to the bigger tracks to go a lot faster.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing I would have liked was the race at Talladega when we were leading with about 3 or 4 to go, and we had the tire go down, so that was tough. We restarted the race a bunch of times and led the race for a long time, so it was fun. But it is what it is. Sometimes things happen for a reason.
And obviously, racing's all about highs and lows. We just talked about lows, but what would you consider your greatest racing accomplishment for you?
I don't know that I really have any specific memory that's my greatest. I just, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy bringing people to the racetrack, having fun with them, letting the people come that's never been behind the scenes, the garage, sitting on the pit box, doing the fun stuff. So I think that's just, it gives me joy to see other people have joy that can't get to come and do this.
Absolutely. And like I said, you haven't been in the driver's seat in a while. What are you specifically do with MBM Motorsports on a weekend basis?
I do a little bit of everything. Organize the food for the guys, we run the tires, do tire work, so just hustling, do whatever it takes to make it all work. Sometimes we're coming up with sponsorships. As far as getting back in behind the saddle, I don't know. Competition's pretty tough now. It's hard. I did all this because it was a hobby for me, not because I wanted to be a race car driver or a career, but it was just fun to do. So I'm all about fun. We're not here forever. So we're not promised tomorrow. Make the most of the day.
Absolutely. And obviously you don't have any speculation of driving back the wheel. But one thing I got to ask, if there's any racetrack you could pick, Kyle Larn just full-on supports having you behind the wheel, and he lets you pick one racetrack that you want to race at that you haven't been at, what would you pick?
I've had lots of fun doing the road course races. I did a little bit at Mid-Ohio. I've done Road America a couple times. I've tested a little bit at Watkins Glen. The road courses are a lot of fun, but I think Talladega, Daytona is probably the most fun because it's kind of anybody's game. It's just hard surviving the race to the end. So the last time I raced Daytona, we rode around the back thinking, well, we're waiting for the big one, and it never happened. Not 10 to go. We got in the draft and got in the mix, but it was a lot of fun. And it's just, I just don't really think there's any particular racetrack that would be like, hey, this is on my bucket list and I got to go do it. I just enjoy going doing it. Just getting the opportunity to do it here and there is awesome. There's only 38 guys get to do it on the weekend, and hey, I was one of them for a little while.
Absolutely. And this was John Jackson interview with them. Thank you to MBM Motorsports and John Jackson for this time. Like I said, this is for Frontstretch YouTube. Jared Haas. Have a great race weekend.
This is Timmy Hill, driver of the 56 Toyota. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those videos beside me and visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.